Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. Of course, you know where I am. I'm at the Mariposa, which is absolutely fabulous. It's a Mexican cuisine, and it's a beautiful restaurant. You can see the bar behind us, so you can have a fabulous happy hour. I believe it's from 3 to 6 o'clock, and everybody loves a happy hour. They've got great hors d'oeuvres, and it's just absolutely wonderful. Next to me, I have William and Lois, and I'm going to let them pronounce their last name. It's Welsh. It's a lovely name. I could pronounce it. It's a Cadwallader.
Perfect. Perfect.
I was surprised myself. I'm terrible at last names, but at least I'm honest with it. How can everybody know last names? Lois, how are you?
Good,
I presume you're Lois.
Yeah.
William.
Yes.
Bill. William.
Yeah.
Now you are. I don't pre-interview any of my guests. I know what some of them do, but I really don't know what the two of you do. Except they've got this bag, and I said, "Are you sure you want to have that bag on your lap?" And she said, "Oh yes." And I, okay. And I said, "Why?" And she said, "Well, it's got lots of things in it, so we're going to find out what all those things are." So what do? You both work, husband and wife, as a team?
Yes.
And they're both still married?
Yes. Yes.
So that's one conquer.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So who is the boss, or you're both bosses?
I have the certification. I'm a certified electromagnetic radiation specialist. There's only about 30 of
Take
us.
that way you want to take that. That's just
There you go. There's only about 30 of us in the entire U.S., and what we do is we measure radiation. So there's radiation from all the electric wires and overhead power lines, and then there's radiation that's from
that's
the
what
wires.
they say. You know, they have these humongous power lines, which I'm always surprised that we still have these great big power lines in 2022 in this day and age. That why we have not actually got all those either underground or somewhere else, because they always say don't live near those power lines.
You're 100% right.
And that is right. They've always said
Yes.
it's very dangerous. And you always find them, you kind of find them near airports or different places or low income areas, don't you?
You know, throughout Las Vegas, it's the main.
The main drag.
Yeah,
Well, not
well-
meaning the strip. Not meaning the strip. but-
It's the main way to get power to homes, and then they have other ways of where they put it underground when they get closer to the home.
Yeah, because the newly built houses now, I think it's
It's
mandatory to have it underground.
Yes, they put it underground for that. And so what I do is
So what
I
do you
measure
do?
the radiation from those power lines above
Uh-huh.
or below, and there's 3 types of radiation. Think of the power of 3. There's 3 radiations from the wire: electric, magnetic, and what's called dirty electricity.
Dirty electricity sounds a real bad one.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then there's 3 radiations through the air: Wi-Fi, wireless, and Bluetooth. So we measure the cell towers. So they're putting up cell towers, especially
That's right,
with
they put up
5G.
all these, so the 5Gs have all
The
gone
5G.
up. Now they've had a big problem with the 5Gs, if I remember rightly, through all the airports.
Yes.
Because it's picking up different sounds or something, I don't know.
Yeah, in January they had an issue where they wanted to go live, but it could interfere with the
With the
radar in the
cockpit of the
airline.
plane coming
They
in.
wouldn't know how high they were. Other than that,
Oh, great.
that was a huge problem.
Cool,
with
right?
landing.
Not like you're in a plane, you
Yeah.
don't know how high you are, whether
Yeah.
I can land or not.
Yeah, yeah. So what they've done is they've toned that down, and in most cases,
God, I hope so.
you know, a lot less radiation. But we also measure Wi-Fi, and we also measure Bluetooth
What about
from the
when
phone.
I was going to say from the phones. Everybody says
Okay.
from the phones.
Do you want us to just do a measurement of a phone real quick?
Absolutely, I'll
Let's-
do a
let's do
measurement of
that.
anything.
Let's do that.
Let's
right
find
here.
out. Do we really want to know, though?
Hmm?
Do you want to use my phone?
Yeah. Why don't you use your phone, Lois?
We've got lots of things in here. I'm gonna
Well,
take-
those are the
I'm gonna
3
take
books
care
that
of
we've
all these
written.
books.
There we go.
Okay, Exposed is one book.
Mm-hmm.
And this
The
is 99
electronic
quick and
signal.
easy EMF guide, 99 tips to wherever you want to go with. Oh, they're both
The reduced
same.
radiation.
So
And then
that
the other one is
reduces-
the Spanish version. So
This
it's
is
been
the-
actually
one's in
translated.
Span- Oh, how fabulous!
Yeah,
One's
it's
in-
been translated into Spanish.
And one's in.
And these are things, if you don't care, if you just want 99 tips, get it done. And that's the book that Lois wrote.
I was going to
and
say
I'm
this
the-
has got you were
Yeah.
the head honcho in this book.
She was. And she's the head honcho
See?
at home as well.
Not true.
Oh, I know it's true because every woman is totally the head honcho, whether the men think it or they
That's
don't
right.
think it. Because nothing happens. You don't buy a house without a woman. You don't have a baby without a woman
Yeah.
saying yes. You don't get married until a woman says yes. So, but the men think they've done all the choosing. But rude awakening. No.
So,
Okay,
Anyway.
and I have my phone, and it is off airplane with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on.
So off airplane, Bluetooth is on.
Bluetooth.
and Wi-Fi
Bluetooth.
is on.
Wi-Fi. Okay.
So let's just measure it. So we have a
This is
little measure.
fascinating,
This
isn't
is
it?
for a residential one. It's about $150, and someone can just buy this.
And is that in a residential area?
Meaning the cost of it. I have commercial meters, but this is someone they could
This is
just buy and
something
they
you can go to the store and
and
buy
check
this
yourself.
and check
Yep.
your radiation around you.
For Wi-Fi, wireless, and Bluetooth. Any radiation through the air, like a cell tower. So often I go out and someone says, "Hey, I see a cell tower in this new home I'm about to measure. What's the problem? You know, is there a problem?" So
I
I'll
would
go out
never
there
have
and do
thought
that.
of that.
Yeah, and so I go out there professionally, or someone can just buy a meter like this and
So
measure.
would somebody not buy the home if the radiation was, a bit dramatic?
Yeah, there is over 5,000 studies now that show all the cancer and health effects if the radiation is too high. Over 5,000 studies.
Now, when a builder, you might not know this, but I was thinking when a builder comes along and he has this land and he's got these things are not up yet, these 5G
Antennas.
antennas are not up yet. And then they come up and they're in the area. I guess it's a thing through the state of where you can put one.
Actually, the federal government in the U.S. says in 1996, goes all the way back then, you can never deny a cell phone placement for health or environmental concerns.
Oh, great. How cool
So
is that?
since 1996, we've lived
You can
under
put them
that law.
You can put them anywhere you
You
want.
can put it, yep,
Right next to a preschool, there are
Right.
no constraints.
in a
So
school.
now, if
So
one
we're
is
gonna-
up by the preschool, can you measure it
Yes,
with
you
that?
would be able to measure it with this. This is about $150,
Yes.
and it's the most accurate. But let's measure it. So we're going to turn it on.
We're measuring now.
Okay. And so right now, so you can see it's already in the red. So it's about a
It's
million.
in the red.
So it's about a million, and we want someone in the low hundreds.
A million
And
what?
it's a
What is
million.
the-
A million microwatts per
So
meter
I'm
square.
going to say, get that phone away from me.
You're right. Right.
That is amazing.
Right. And so someone can just buy something like this and just go around.
Okay, so we have the phone and we buy that and we realize and we know what the
Right.
So what are we going to do about it now? We're going to throw the phone away? Or we're
No.
going to move? Or what are we going to do?
So
What do we do?
So what we do is on my website, besides the books, if someone just wants 10 things you can do right now,
Yes.
you can download the digital version of this, and this is 10 ways you can reduce your radiation right now. And the very first thing is don't put your cell phone on your nightstand, because all night long, and 19 out of 20 people do this when I
Well, I'm
interview.
one of them.
Yep, and I was too a long time ago. And what happens is this phone is not a brick. So every 6 to 30 seconds at night, it tries to, even if you're not making a call, tries to reach the nearest cell tower, Bluetooth or Wi-Fi
So it's
device,
for antennas
and it's
forever
every 6
going
to
out.
30 seconds, and it's thousands of times the safe
Well, it
level.
can pass through you while you're lying in bed, and it can.
Yes.
And the charging cables themselves are problematic.
So when you charge it next to your bed, those are the radiation, the 3 radiations from the
Okay,
wires.
so William, where would you advise someone of this entire world? Because we reach,
Yeah.
we're on the internet, so we reach a lot of people. So this is really cool.
Sure.
So where would you advise somebody? Because we all want our phone right next to
Yeah,
us,
yeah,
right
yeah.
on our ear, but
Yeah.
at night we also want it there.
Yep.
Not on the bedstand. How far
As
away should
far
it be?
away as you can.
So if they had it in the other room, would be
In like a
better.
bathroom, master
Oh, you
bathroom.
could go into a master
Yeah, as far
bathroom.
away as is possible. And the reason I say that is every year they make them stronger. And then can I tell a quick story?
You can tell any story you want because this is fascinating. You are helping people. Both of you are helping people. What
Yeah.
made you both go into this?
So what?
Were you trained for it?
Yeah, I've been in IT all my life, computers all my life, and when I was working here for the county in IT, there was a coworker always had his phone up here, right next to his head. So shortly, then he developed a tumor right where he held the phone. It's called a glioblastoma, multiform tumors. They've doubled and tripled around the country, and I have a PowerPoint that I show those numbers. And then he had it removed. Chemo, then we had a sigh of relief because I didn't know what was happening back then. It grew back. Surgery, massive chemo, then he died.
I'm sorry.
He left a wife who is now a widow, 7 children who are now fatherless. And at that point, I
So he
realized,
was that young?
yeah, he was just in his 30s. At that point, I
So
realized,
don't think
yeah.
it's going to go to an older person, because when older people get older, they deteriorate a little bit. Don't think we don't deteriorate. We do. We all
Yep.
do. And so this was a person of 30 years old.
in the
that-
mid-30s.
And this is to everybody, all the young people out there, because you've forever got this phone hair.
Right. And then at that point, I realized the manufacturers were never going to tell people
Of
how
course
to
not.
use it
They
as
want to
safe
sell
as
their
possible.
phone.
So in that little brochure I've got, it says always use your phone whenever you can in speaker mode. So just by moving it this far away, you've reduced a lot of the radiation. Just those. And these are the
Now,
10
how
tips.
much radiation is really harmful of a distance to most people in an everyday, daily life?
It's all dangerous, and it just depends upon. In my book, I talk about DDT, dosage, distance, and time.
Remember DDT?
Yeah, this is the good
different
DDT.
DDT.
Yeah, the old DDT. So dosage, what's the dose? Is it a cell phone or is it a cell tower? So that's D, dosage. The distance, how far are you from it? Are you this close or is it in the other room? How far are you from the cell tower? And what's the amount of time you sit?
Yeah.
So if you've got here on your nightstand for 8 hours every night, that close,
So can you be tested once a week, or can you be tested as of any radiation within yourself? How do you get tested yourself? I know you can test this,
Right.
but what about I'd like to go and say, I want to go and get tested and see how much radiation do I have in me or don't have in me, or am I warding it off? What am I doing?
we actually can't test people what they have built up. What it does is it just starts to break there's three things
How
it does.
would you notice that it's deteriorating your kind of life? Would it be through hearing? Would it be through walking? Would it be through skin? Your skin could deteriorate. I'm now beginning to think, get that thing away from me. No, it's okay, I'm teasing.
Yeah.
But, we don't realize, but, and I always say everybody's going to die of something, but, let's try to avoid certain things. So
Yeah.
what would you advise, both of you advise, the best thing to avoid any radiation around your body with phones or whatever?
Number one in my book is move this charging off your nightstand. So that's number
the
one.
charger itself.
Yeah,
the
as well.
plug-in,
Move the phone away at night. That's one. That's where you start.
because that's there for at least 6 hours, maybe at least 5 hours. So that's a start. Okay, what else?
Well, the other thing is your router. So the router is like a mini cell tower.
Yes.
So you want to keep that off as much as you can. Most people can't turn it off now, but they can turn it off at night, when they go to sleep.
So like my router is in my office.
Yes.
It's like 2 rooms away.
Yes.
Good idea?
They're so
be-
powerful.
I would keep it as far away as you can.
As far-
And so when I go out, I do home audits and for businesses and schools. So we go out and we measure all this, and then I spend 25% measuring and 75% fixing on the spot. So we'd measure your router, we'd see where it is it practical to move it away? If not, then we have shielding that we actually put it up that knocks it down over 95%.
Okay, so now we're in a school. We've got 35 kids there.
Yeah.
We've got probably 35 phones.
Yeah.
So the radiation within that room,
Huge.
why is this? I'm not surprised about radiation because I do know a little bit about it. A little bit of knowledge is very dangerous anyway. But why aren't we? You said at the very beginning, the phone people are not going to let anybody know the radiation and what it causes. But we
Right.
should be knowledgeable enough as people, as human beings, to know what's going on. How can we start avoiding all this? Do the children, when they go into a class, put their phone somewhere else? If that would be a safe thing for them? They're going to be in that room at least an hour or 2 hours, right?
So turn it off. So immediately
turn it
just turn it
off.
off. Because you're in a classroom, you shouldn't be
Don't
on your
need it
phone
on.
anyway. Yeah, and so some schools, they actually, when the kids come in, at a few schools, they actually put it all in lockers, and they
Yes.
don't even have the cell phones with them or anything. So
So
that's
I'm
the
going to advise
ideal
all the
thing.
kids out there. The reason I'm
Yes.
saying kids, because I have a heart for all the younger generation, is to make sure your phone is either in a locker or turned off, because you really don't need it
At school.
at school.
I'll tell you another really important thing. When the phone is next to your body, in your pocket, airplane on, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi off. Shuts off the radiation. Sadly,
But the best thing to do is shut your phone off as much as possible.
yes. But
Yeah.
some people want to use their camera or their calendar, so they don't want to turn it
I
off.
have my phone
Just
on all
put-
the time.
So just put it on airplane on,
Airplane.
Bluetooth and Wi-Fi off. You'll get no
Bluetooth,
transmission.
Wi-Fi off.
And
But
it's
then-
in here.
yeah.
It's in here, right in here. So they can download it for free from my website, stopdirtyelectricity.com. And that's what I would do. And what's happening, just when I speak, I have some charts, and it colorectal cancer, 65 and below, 65 and above, it's actually dropping.
Yes.
20 to 49, it's doubling and tripling. How
What a
can that
world
be?
we live in. We think we've got it all together, we've got everything happening, and we've got our phones working, we've got this working,
Yeah.
everything working. We're killing ourselves, actually.
Where do young people walk around with their phones, right? In their pockets?
Ladies in the back?
A friend of mine just said last week, a cousin, 40 years old, an athlete, a real healthy eater, just got stage 4 colorectal cancer.
I just thought of an idea. What happens if we have, or somebody invents, there's a great idea for an inventor out there, we have somebody that invents a case.
We do have a
We already
bag.
have them.
Yeah.
We already have them.
I
And you
thought
can
I
just
was
drop it in
inventing
there.
something fabulous.
Yeah. No, but you're 100% right. You're right on. So what we do is,
Cases are.
yeah,
I mean, I have my phone happens to be in a case. I happen to like it. My phone is in a case all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
so you can get a case that blocks all the radiation.
So you can. Are they for sale out there at the moment?
Yeah.
Or where you can buy those in like stores, mobile stores,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, and there's two types of cases. One case goes around it, but you can still receive a call.
yes,
But those, if you still can receive a call, then
there's a leak somewhere,
it's leaking somewhere.
but not much.
And
No,
well,
a lot.
no, it's a lot. And then what happens is, because the phone is restrained now with some shielding that the cell tower can't get through, the phone actually makes the signal even stronger on your phone to try to connect.
It's working harder.
So you want a phone where you would sit it in a bag or something that you can't receive
Okay,
a phone
William
call.
and Lois. So what is the?
So the good
I'm
news
not
is,
confused at all. I understand the thing 100%. But everybody in the entire world probably has a phone. I
Yes.
mean, even kids of 2 years old, 3 years old, they have phones. So what is the best thing to do as the layman thing to do to help this radiation? A normal thing that's very easy to do to help.
you mean on the phone?
Anyway,
Yeah, so phone, as Lois said, airplane mode on, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi off. That cuts off most of the radiation. And if you want to take a picture, you can still do that. And if you want to check your messages every so often, you just slide the airplane mode.
so would it be better not to use your phone as much as you use it?
Sure.
That's the idea.
Yeah, and just cut down
Now,
the
where
sources.
else is radiation apart from phones?
So the cell towers, and then the wiring in buildings. So the wiring in buildings come out 6 to 8 feet. So that's electric and magnetic radiation. And then with that now,
Why haven't we all gone up before this? Why? We're inventing stuff. We're killing ourselves.
It's like smoking was in the early 20s and 30s. Everyone thought it was fine.
Well, it's now drinking, and now we went through
Decades.
drinking.
yeah,
I think drinking may have been the healthiest thing to do, but now they have marijuana, right? Cannabis and
Yeah.
marijuana. How's that going? What do you think of that?
well, I don't know about that. I know about EMFs.
Yes.
Yeah, I know about EMFs. But you can do just easy little things in this brochure. I would get that, and that's a great start to do that.
So they go. Where could they go?
StopDirtyElectricity.com, and this is the free download, just 10 things, and it's free. And that's where I would start.
Stop.
Yeah, and then
Is that your website? What is
yes,
your website?
StopDirtyElectricity.com.
StopDirtyElectricity.com.
Yeah, and can I tell another story?
Yes, you
I was
can.
coming.
Do we have time? Yes.
Yeah,
To
I
have
was
it.
coming out of a house after I do an inspection. So I inspect houses here in Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and Southern California. And I come out to a house, and they said the girl across the street, she's 16 years old, she just had 8 hours of surgery. I said, 8 hours of surgery? What was that for? Every night she went to bed with her phone right next to her pillow. Created a huge tumor on the side of her face, and it was 8 hours to get it out. And it was benign. That was the good news. not too long later, about a year or two later, I saw the same lady. You know that girl across the street? I said, yeah, she's 17 now, and it grew back.
She's only 17?
17, and now it grew back, and now she needed plastic surgery because it was cancerous. And if she would have taken that phone and just moved it across the road as far away as possible.
So this
a real
information is really, really
Yes.
crucial, especially to our younger generation, because we want to protect them, we want to help them, we send them to school for education, we do all sorts of things because it's up to us until they're 18 years old to take care of them. So this is another way to take care of them. So nothing's going to happen with your phone. Just put it in the bathroom or put it somewhere a little further away. No one's going to eat it up and take it away from you. But at least you'll feel a little safer.
And you won't lose any of the messages.
And you won't lose any
of the messages.
They'll still be
come.
there. So mums and dads, please take care of your kids with these phones because that's the most prominent thing at the moment.
It is, 100%.
Well, this has been very informative. This has been absolutely amazing. I have actually loved every minute of it because I've learned a lot by it. And I think it's now I can see why you two work together and why they help each other. And look how happy they are. And of course, how are your ears? Are you okay? Yeah, because they know where to put their phones, don't they?
Yes. Can I give you a book? So we've pre-signed it, and if you want to know more about that,
this for me?
Sure.
Oh my goodness, am I a lucky girl?
There you are.
Look at this. May your radiation be low. Oh, I agree with that 100%. And your health be high. Thanks. Isn't that lovely? Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And here's the quick one that if you wanted to know, there you go.
Absolutely, and of course this is this one, but I'm quite sure that Maria will put these up anyway. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with me. It's been very informative. It's been amazing. It's been a little sort of kind of understanding what kind of danger sometimes we're in that we don't know we're in. But at least we can avoid it. We've got a lot of messages right now that you've presented to the world because we go worldwide. So hopefully we can help people out there without sort of inconvenience their life with their phone. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to go to YouTube and to subscribe, join, do all the above. And we'll be right back with our next guest. Take care.